You know, every once in a while, a cricket match comes along that just reminds you why you love this sport. It's not about the stats, it's about pure, unscripted drama. And that is exactly what we got in the first ODI between India and South Africa. So let's break down exactly how this thriller unfolded.
I mean, on paper, yeah, one team scored 349 and the other team was chasing. But this was so much more than that. We saw a team that was on the absolute brink of a massive defeat fight their way back and turn what should have been a foregone conclusion into an absolute nail-biter. So when a game is that close, when the margin is so slim, it's really tempting to just point to one or two big moments. But the real story is in the strategy and in those key phases where one team got a small but absolutely decisive advantage, and that's what we're going to dig into. Okay, first, let's just get one thing straight. This was a phenomenal game of cricket from both sides, and while India came out on top, you have to give massive credit to South Africa. I mean, the way they fought back from the start they had, it was nothing short of brilliant. They're the ones who turned this into a classic.
So where did things start to go in different directions for these two teams? Well, you've got to go right back to the very beginning. The first 10 overs of each innings, the power play, they set two completely different tones for this match. This wasn't just an important phase. You could argue this is where the game was truly won.
And wow, just look at the difference here. India didn't just score runs, they came out swinging. They absolutely blasted 80 for the loss of just one wicket, which was a full 30 runs more than was predicted. They set a dominant tone. South Africa, on the other hand, they stumbled to 47 for 3. Now, when you're chasing a massive 350, that's not just a slow start, that is a crippling one.
And that quote right there, it hits the nail on the head. See, India's power play wasn't just about smashing boundaries. By only losing one wicket, they built this incredible platform. But South Africa, by losing 3 key wickets so early, were immediately on the back foot, forced to just rebuild and defend. That early pressure, right there, made all the difference.
Okay, so that solid platform India built, it became absolutely crucial as we moved into the middle overs of the game. This is where the spinners take over, and it was right here that the gap between the two sides just widened dramatically.
I mean, this table pretty much tells the whole story, doesn't it? Just look at that final column, wickets taken. India's spinners bowled 22 overs and, most importantly, took 4 wickets. They were breaking partnerships, they were stalling momentum. And South Africa's spinners? Well, they bowled 10 overs without taking a single wicket. They just couldn't make the breakthroughs when it mattered most.
And when you look closely at that spin battle, there was one player who was the absolute difference maker, the one who really turned the tide in India's favor. Kuldeep Yadav wasn't just good, he was the game changer. 4. Just think about that number. All 4 of those crucial wickets taken by India's spinners, they all belong to Kuldeep Yadav. In those middle overs, just when South Africa was trying to get a foothold after that terrible start, he just kept striking, again and again. He completely broke the back of their chase and proved he was the key weapon in India's entire arsenal.
But hold on a second. If you thought the game was over after those early blows in Kuldeep's masterclass, well, you'd be mistaken. This is where the match went from being a pretty one-sided affair to an absolute edge-of-your-seat classic. South Africa wasn't just fighting back. They were staging a spectacular comeback.
I mean, just try to imagine the situation. You're chasing 350, you're 5 wickets down for only 130 runs. You still need 220 more with just your lower order left. For any team, that's pretty much the point of no return. The required rate is climbing, your best batters are gone, the game should have been over. But then, this incredible explosion of defiance. First, a blistering 97-run partnership that came out of nowhere in just 12 overs, completely changing the tempo. Then Marco Jansen just launched this unbelievable assault that stunned everybody. Because of that bad start, they had no choice but to take huge risks, and man was it paying off. Even after he got out, the rest of the lower order just refused to give up, chipping in and taking the game right down to the wire. It was a stunning display. So after all that drama, the blistering start, the spin dominance, the incredible fight back, what was it? What was the final decisive factor that let India just hang on for the win? Well, when you boil it all down, it was really a combination of things. India's explosive start gave them that all-important buffer. Keeping wickets in hand gave them a platform. But the real difference makers, they're bowlers. Kuldeep's 4 wickets were the centerpiece, no doubt, but you also had Harshit Rana with 3 crucial wickets. The point is, India had multiple bowlers who could strike at key moments. And if you want to see the difference in one simple chart, this is it. Look at the wicket-taking threats.
Kuldeep with 4, Rana with 3. Together, that's 7 huge breakthroughs. Now, compare that to South Africa's spinners, a big fat 0. In a high-scoring game like this, the ability to actually take wickets, not just slow down the runs, that's what separates the winners from the losers. That's the ballgame right there.
So India walks away with a 1-0 lead, but wow, South Africa proved they can push them right to the absolute limit. And that leaves us with a huge question heading into the next match, doesn't it? How do they adapt? Can they find a spinner who can take wickets? Can they just survive those first 10 overs? The answers to those questions are probably going to decide the whole series. The next match just got a whole lot more interesting. Thanks for watching.